All right, but let's just go ahead and dive into it, man. We talked about this a little bit in episode 1. Being called African American, even though you were born in America. Let's
I think we had this discussion a few times,
yeah, 100%.
At least about 5 or 6. And like I say, me personally, I don't like it. I just rather be an American. And not to be racist, but a white man can be like, hey, I'm just an American, But I have to be an African American or a Latino American.
Because my thing is, why do we only call black people that, have a degree or they're like an upstanding citizen, that whole tagline of African American? It's like, I was born here. I wasn't born in Africa, got shipped over. I mean, our ancestors did, if you go far back enough.
More than 100 years, actually.
But, eventually that's what the story was. But it's like, after a while, my mother was born here. My grandfather was born here. My great-grandfather was born here. You got to go back so many generations, man.
So it's like, how are we African?
Because here's my thing. If you are actually African, and then you come over to America, you get citizenship, and then you get that tagline, African American, isn't that what it's for?
But are they African American?
They would be. They got their citizenship.
But
after you get your citizenship from enough, you get that tagline.
Yeah, but what we say, like, yeah, that nigga is African American.
Why you gotta say it like that?
I'm just saying, if he's a citizen,
like that motherfucker right there.
I mean,
that nigga right there.
Not like that. But when you just chilling, like, yeah, that's my African nigga. He came in 5th grade. You know what I'm saying? Because it happens. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, do we continue just to say he's African, or is he African American at this point?
Nah, he will 100% stay with the tagline African American.
Exactly. So
that's where he was born at. It's all about where you're born at.
Doesn't make sense to me.
Okay.
Because why are we African American? Why can't we just be Americans? I'll see if we were Black Americans, that'd be cool. I'd be okay with that.
Black Americans.
I mean, what does it say on the job application? It says Black or African American. So, I mean.
But you know why they do that on job applications, all right? Because they're trying to make sure that they don't appear like they're only hiring one race. So, so here's the thing about that. It's a little bit of an advantage if you put African American, especially Hispanic, because I don't know if you noticed this, but they get their whole separate question.
Extra steps. Now notice.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Oh, also,
are you Latino?"
Yeah, it's Hispanic. Like, no, I'm not. So, but once you hire those, ethnicities, they're not that prevalent, which is debatable because I feel like as America going on, it's starting to equal out. It's not just mostly white people unless you go into the country parts of Georgia and everything, or any other part like that. I feel like it's trying to equal out. But yeah, I mean that's what it's for though. It's also the company can be like, oh, let's hire them.
I think it's for a culture thing, a more diversity.
Job applications,
just a diversity aspect of it. Like, I don't think it's just a numbers thing. I don't think it's we need some more of this or that type of thing. Me personally. Now, are some of those positions filled and diversified? Probably not.
Does the tagline make sense going forward? You feel what I'm saying? I feel like...
Is it needed?
It's not needed, because once you leave the country and everybody find out you're American, you're just American. Leave a comment below whether y'all disagree or agree. Do you feel like, the whole tagline of African American, just because you're Black in America, makes sense? I mean, because after a while, if you go back far enough, everybody comes from Africa.
Yeah, in some way, shape, or form, yeah.
So it's like, technically, everybody is African
yeah,
with the tagline of wherever they are. And I get that we, the civil rights movement and everything, we fought to be seen equal in the eyes of a white man and everything, but the white man they don't even hold that much power. Even back then, the Black Wall Street thing, before they tore that down, the Black Town, they got sunk and is now Lake Lanier. So it's like every time...
I think they have more power now.
White people? I don't think their power was ever to the extent that history tried to make it seem, because you know how history is wrote. It's wrote by the victor. So it's also a reason why they were trying to, mind control or have a certain mindset when it comes to a slave, because like if they get in the proper mindset, they can overtake us. So it's like, I feel like they never had a good hold over Black people, but they was like, what's the best way for us to manipulate them to make it seem like we have? You know what I'm saying? But now we are at a time now to where it's not segregated. I mean, of course, you're going to have the white people that are still racist. I've never been racially discriminated against. I feel like that's a hot take for some reason, even though it shouldn't be. Because look at what time we're in. But the white people that are racist, what can they really do? Because let's say you try to find a black person and you try to go hang them now. You think people going to just let that happen?
No, of course not.
And then also, what place would you go? Are you going to go to the hood to go get one of these people? You really want to try your luck there?
I mean, you never know.
Actually look into it, but I feel like the tagline was there to make sure that the vision in our minds stayed there.
That's what it all is. Even the
You know what I'm
color,
saying?
even the whole color scheme. I think that's all
Exactly.
division in some aspect.
So at this point, why don't we just be like, we aren't in that time frame no more, nor do we think like that no more. So why are we still doing it? You know what I'm saying? I was born here. I didn't have to get my citizenship. I was actually born on American soil. I'm American.